If you want to see the larger of these two devices go head to head, we did do a quick look of that over at Tab Times, and a more comprehensive overview of the two will be done here at Android Authority sometime soon. The story in design is actually pretty simple. If you're familiar with the previous editions of these phones, you know exactly what to expect this year. The Galaxy S7 continues the dual glass and metal frame design from the Galaxy S6, with all of the different elements exactly where you would expect them to be. There is now a curve on the back that makes it more accessible and probably one of the easier to use devices in the Android camp. And even though it uses micro USB, which dates it, it still provides fast charging and pretty much everything you would need from a micro USB powered phone. On the other hand, Lightning port is really all the rage on the iPhone 7 because it's where a lot of the magic will happen. Overall, the design is the same as before. It looks exactly like the iPhone 6s, except its home button is no longer a physical home button. It's now a capacitive home button that provides vibration feedback when you press hard enough. It's not that bad, and even though it's a little bit weird to get used to at first, the main problem that we have with it is that it's hard to feel that vibration when the phone is lying on a table. But back to the Lightning port, this is where even the audio is going to come because there's no longer a headphone jack. This will be a controversial topic for many, and we already had to contend with it ourselves. During a phone call, I wanted to use headphones during it, and I needed to fiddle around and find my Lightning adapter just to use my headphones during the voice call. If you're not keeping that thing connected to your main pair of headphones all the time, it's kind of easy to lose that small piece of kit. There's so much more to consider when choosing between these two phones, but at the very least, if you used a previous version of these phones, you know exactly what to expect this year. A bigger display in the Galaxy S7 is not all that it has over the display of the iPhone. Now, Android tends to trump Apple when it comes to their display technologies, and right now you have a Quad HD Super AMOLED display on the Galaxy S7 that is leaps and bounds over that of the 1334 by 750 resolution IPS display on the iPhone. Now, the difference in quality is actually not all that different, considering that the pixel density gets better with the smaller 4.7-inch display of the iPhone. Now, you're going to get work and play done pretty well on both of these, but there are some extra features underneath the surface. The slightly warmer Super AMOLED display also takes advantage of that technology by having an always-on display. On the other hand, the iPhone has Force Touch, essentially pressure sensitivity that when pressed hard enough provides even more shortcuts for applications or turns on the live video from various photos in gallery. We'll give one more nod to the iPhone for its ease of use, mostly because of its display size, but the spec hungry will definitely go for the Galaxy S7 because of its bigger and higher resolution display. Now, performance is actually tough to gauge in a battle between Android and iOS because they require very different specifications. The Apple A10 with 2GB of RAM goes up against the Snapdragon 820 and 4GB of RAM in the Galaxy S7. Now, in the Galaxy S7, this is exactly what you would want out of